I'm not sure if I'm going to have a bet on this one either, man. This USA and Bosnia game, all the odds you see here, a prohibitive favorite for USA, minus 600 in some spots to advance here. That's how I expect this to go. But this Bosnia team, give them credit, man. If it weren't for how they restructured this tournament, though, this wouldn't even be a match, right? Bosnia would not have qualified in any other World Cup. So here's the toss up for you, Bri. How do you figure this one out? It's hard for me to find a bet on this one.
Yeah, it's interesting. I have a kind of a good feeling how it's going to go, but let's take that and try to find a bet here. Look, I get, Dan, that the U.S. has just one World Cup knockout win in its history, and that was back in 2002 against Mexico. But this is a situation where they deserve to be heavy favorites against the Bosnian side that checks in at number 61 in the FIFA World Rankings. You mentioned how, if it wasn't for the new format, Bosnia wouldn't be here. This is Bosnia's first ever appearance in the knockout stage of a World Cup, guys. The 4 teams, if you look at those FIFA World Rankings, and I'm not saying the FIFA World Rankings are the end-all, be-all, but let's just look at them for a second. The 4 teams ranked directly above Bosnia are Tunisia, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Uzbekistan. That quartet combined for exactly 0 wins in the group stage, and they were all sent packing as a result. Wouldn't you know? Bosnia, their 1 win in the group stage. Who did it come at the expense of? Qatar. That was a 3-1 final. XG numbers, if you crack open the box score, show Bosnia was pretty fortunate to win by that score, at least score 3 times. They created fewer than 1 expected goal for the entire match. The other positive result Bosnia got was a 1-1 draw against in the opener against Canada. I thought they were a little fortunate there as well. In between the draw against Canada and the win over Qatar, the Bosnians took a heavy 4-1 defeat to Switzerland. All 3 matches, they finished below 1.0 expected goal. Now, do I want to lay the minus 1.5 with the United States here, guys? No, not really. The Americans did beat Paraguay by 3 goals, Australia by 2 goals, but it's the knockout stage, tough to win by margin. Laying minus 1.5, as you guys know, is also just really not something I am apt to do very often. So how should we bet on this match tonight? That's what you guys are all asking. I like both teams to score, believe it or not. I did just note Bosnia were a little fortunate in the goal scoring department, at least according to the XG numbers during the group stage. But let's go back and look, guys. 11 of their last 12 matches overall have seen the both teams to score prop cash. Similarly for the U.S., 13 of the last 17 have seen both teams to score cash. U.S. put up 2 goals themselves in all 3 of their group stage matches. So, Dan and Andy, we could get a little greedy, perhaps. Don't want to get greedy, but both teams to score and over 2.5. This has taken money throughout the morning. It's now down to plus 125 at DraftKings. It was plus 145 when I recorded with Zeno a few hours ago, the morning wager. But the bottom line is this, okay? I said I have a good feel for how I think this match ends. U.S. 2-1, I think, is the final. That feels right to me. The U.S. should dominate possession. Don't be surprised if they score off a high turnover. They're a good counter-pressing team. Bosnia, they committed a fair number of high turnovers against Canada and Switzerland. So if they turn it over, U.S. can make them pay in the final third. But where the U.S. needs to be careful, Dan, and I think where Bosnia can get a goal, set piece. That's how they scored against Canada. They do have the height advantage. So I think the U.S. wins, but both teams to score and over 2.5 is my recommendation here on this fine program.
Well, and one thing that I'll say too, BP, because I was eyeing that both teams to score as well, and it makes sense, throwing in that 2.5, it opens up that nice, 2-1 score line that could certainly happen here for the U.S. Is both of these teams, if you just blindly bet both teams to score, you're cashing in 80% of USA teams as of late. Bosnia, 90% of those games. So all the metrics say the same, and the price isn't really all that awful on it. You also look at that clean sheet that the United States men's team had against Australia. Australia is known as a defensive nation. It's not really much counterattack either. So this one makes a lot of sense for me. The way I attacked it, just to find some plus money, 5 of the goals that Bosnia has allowed in this tournament have come after the 75th minute. And I think the goal for them is not let what happened in Mexico and not let them get jumped on early, right? So maybe they do lay back in their own end for a little bit here. So I'm going to take the second half to be the higher scoring out of the 2.5. You're getting around plus 115 at that. So that's how I would bet the game tonight, but I like that both teams to score as well. Throw that 2.5 to make it an even more manageable price. I like the breakdown there, Brian. You in playing anything in the World Cup tonight?
Well, I do have one play. I have a best bet. If some of you guys may have gotten it already, it was available as part of $5 Tuesday yesterday, but it's still hanging out there. You can get it. Here's the thing. You can get it with my baseball play. Both plays go in the afternoon. I got a 2-for-1 combo this afternoon. You can go. We had a 7-0 run snapped last night, unfortunately, guys, but we're going to start a new streak today. Still number one with MLB totals this season. Have not lost any of my last 8 World Cup selections. Oh, by the way, let's not bury the lead. 6 wins, 2 pushes. We've got a best bet going today, along with a Major League Baseball total. WT.buzz/BP. You can get both plays for just $29. Don't forget 6 days for $69 as well, still available.